here today to present ADHD and Adderall XR. That is my research paper. My name is Molly Livingston, and I am a student at Western Governors University. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. ADHD is a common developmental and behavioral disorder. It is characterized by poor concentration, distractibility, hyperactivity, and impulsiveness that are inappropriate for a child's age group. Children and adults with ADHD are easily distracted by sights and sounds in their environment. They cannot concentrate for long periods of time, are restless, impulsive, and are slow to complete their tasks. Adderall XR is a mixture of amphetamine salts, a medication that is effective in decreasing the symptoms of poor attention, poor concentration, and hyperactivity. Adderall XR is an effective drug to treat ADHD. That's my thesis statement. The brain of an ADHD child viewed by doctors show that the ADHD child's brain is smaller in size when compared to a non-ADHD child's. There is a structural difference in the size of the frontal cortex. The brain is made up of 4 lobes. The frontal lobe of the brain houses the frontal cortex. This is this pink area. The main functions are problem solving, attention, reasoning, and planning. The hypothalamus, this is the orange area, is found under the 4 lobes of the brain. It is the functioning center for 4 of the brain's most powerful hormones, the neurotransmitters. These neurotransmitters work to relay messages between nerve cells in the brain. In ADHD children, these neurotransmitters are compromised. They're compromised by the differences in the hypothalamus function that causes chemical imbalances. Their brains are unable to balance out these hormones, causing the symptoms seen in these children, such as poor focus, poor concentration, the hyperactivity, distractibility, and impulsiveness. Why this happens remains uncertain. ADHD children do not lack the intelligence to learn. Their brains are just wired differently. And they need the help of the neurotransmitters to input information. Adderall XR comes into play as it helps the communication of these neurotransmitters to balance out the chemical imbalances in order to receive the message and for the children to achieve optimal learning. Adderall XR is a positive result for ADHD children. The drug itself has the ability to balance out symptoms such as the poor concentration, the hyperactivity, impulsiveness, distractibility, and poor focus. With the positives, there are always negatives. And with Adderall XR, the amphetamine drug suppresses the appetite of the child. Weight gain is affected, and that is why they need to be closely monitored by parents and their physicians in order to monitor their growth and their development. Sleep patterns are affected also. ADHD children need their 10 to 12 hours of sleep. Once the drug wears off, it speeds the system back up, and it takes a lot of time for them to relax. Being a parent of an ADHD child makes me realize just how effective the drug Adderall XR works for children who are diagnosed with ADHD. By educating myself further on the brain and how it works makes my decision an easier one when medicating my child. The positives of Adderall XR far outweigh the negatives in the overall well-being of an ADHD child. I see living proof each time I look at my son, Michael. And that was the purpose of my choosing Adderall and ADHD as my thesis in my presentation today. Michael's a much better child, learning-wise now, due to Adderall XR. Thank you. I appreciate everybody coming to my presentation today. I'll take any questions at this time. Anybody?
What does XR mean at the end of the Adderall?
The XR means Adderall itself is a solid, when it came out onto the market, it's a solid pill, which when a ADHD child would take it, the drug you'd get that total effect from the drug immediately. As where with the XR, which is a capsule form now, there are hundreds of little tiny time released. They're coated, and it's a time release effect, so that when it enters the system, the child gets that medication throughout the day. It's just not a one-time hit in the morning. It gradually enters the system and enables that child to learn.
Do you think that this medication helps the child socially also?
By all means. It's made a huge difference on Michael's social life, simply because ADHD children are really not understood. A lot of the times friends don't understand why they're so hyper, why they act that way, why can't they calm down, why can't they sit, why aren't they like us. So with taking the Adderall, it totally reverses that and allows them to calm down, helps with the hyperactivity. It's amazing. It's amazing how it works. Any more questions? Well, I'd like to thank all of you for coming today. Happy St. Patrick's Day.